In this video, we're going to talk about JWT authentication workflow in Django REST Framework. So we're going to start with this diagram to show the core concept. Then we're going to work through some actual code in Django application. And eventually we're going to test out all the endpoints in Postman. So let's get started with this diagram first. So when you use JWT authentication in Django REST Framework, the most important three concepts or three views you should know. The first will be the TokenObtainPairView right here. So the main purpose of this view from the REST framework is that you send out the username and password, and this in the back end, they're gonna return you the access and the fresh tokens. And later we're gonna see in the actual example, but right now, just remember this token and ObtainPairView is you send the user name and password. They'll give you 2 tokens. And for the second one, this is where you want to protect the view. Let's say you want the user could only view their own details. So you're going to use this permission class is authenticate. So once you use this class, which means you have to access this particular view. Do you see here with this access token, which we got from the TokenObtainPairView previously. Once again, we're gonna show the actual example, but just right now, just keep that in mind. Then, because we have some expiration time for this access and also refresh, and usually access is much faster expired than this, so we need to refresh again. So we're gonna use the third, which is the TokenRefreshView. And for this view, we're gonna send out the refresh token, and which will generate a new access token, as you can see right here. So just bear in mind that, keep that in mind, like the most 3 important concept is the TokenObtainPairView, which will give you the both access and the refresh token. And the second one is the protect. It could be used for user, used for your payment, whatever you want to protect. The only authenticate with the valid access token, the user could see that view. And last but not least is this review. Is a refresh, the token refresh. When your access token is expired, we're gonna use this refresh token to get a new access token. So now let's dive into an actual Django project. So I just created this very simple and Django React, this Django project right here. And let me see. So it's very simple. So the name is right here, and we create a new app, the user. So the first thing first, when you're gonna use the JWT authentication, after that you go to the settings, and the first thing first, you're gonna pipe install here. Make sure you're in the pipe install the Django REST framework and the Django framework, and this too, because I just installed. And after you install those dependencies, you'll go to this install app, add this REST framework, and also you need specify the REST framework. You're gonna use this class. It's right here, and also you're gonna specify what kind of settings you have. For example, the access token lifetime. So how long will be expire? So every 60 minutes. And what about the refresh? That will be a day. So it really depends on what kind of application you are running. So let's start from here, and this is looking good to me. Then after that, we create a URL file here, and we connect this URL file through the project. Here we include this. So the Django project could receive the user, you see here, user.view URLs here. So that's pretty much it. So this token URL, and also the token /review, those are the default from REST framework. So we don't need to write anything. It's like a default. They're already like written for us. But this one, this user/detail, this view is, I just write it. See here? So we got this, and also remember from the diagram, the permission classes is authenticate, also is from the REST framework. So as long as you add this line on any view, any Django view or REST framework view, they will require you to have a valid, which means non-expired access token. So that's it. And it's very simple. You just get all the data and just response the data and through it. So that's pretty much the project. It's very simple. So now let's start the server and create a new user. And we test in the, let's see here. So you can see here. So let's go to our admin, create a new user. Create a new user. Let's call it user 2 and user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. User 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's save. So as you can see, we can also create a name. The first name user 2, last name. Yeah. Okay, let's save it. Yeah, so we just create this new user right here. And now let's go to our Postman. So remember this token. Let me put out the diagram here. So this token right here, API/token, we need pass the username and password to Django backend. They will give us the 2 tokens, which is, let me get the pin right here. They'll give us those 2 tokens. We give them username and a password. So let's try it out. First one. Username, remember we used the name was user2. And for the password was user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so once we send this payload to the backend, they should give us 2 fresh and access tokens. Let's see. So this contains all the information about this user 2. So that's the first endpoint, let's try our second, which is the user API user detail. So in this, we're gonna include this access token, which we got from this previous right here. Do you see here? We just got it from here. And use this. They're gonna return us this URL, this object of the user. So let's try it out. Let's go to our user detail. And in the header, authorization, and the bear, and this this is what I'm using to test, but right now it's probably not working. So let's go back to the token where we grab the valid right here. So remember, this access token belongs to user 2. So we should get the information about the user 2. So now let's paste right here and send. See here? We got the information about user 2, ID 3, username. This is we just created. Is active, everything, all the message. And not the list. We're gonna also try this. So imagine, let's go back to the project first. So let's imagine we setting right here. The earlier we're setting the simple JWT. So once the user on your website more than 1 hour, so this access token will be expired. So it's not valid anymore. But do you see here, the refresh token lifetime is 1 day, right? So within 24 hours, we could use this valid refresh token to generate a new access token. So we're gonna use this Postman. So we're gonna use this refresh. We'll get this validator token, refresh token, and apply here. And we're gonna enter right here. And we're supposed to get a new access token. See here, then we could test it out, this new user token. So this token will be different from the token right here because it's new one. It's not. Then we use this token in the user detail view again. So we should see pretty much the same data from about the user 2. See here? Yeah, we still get the same. So that's the testing about this view. So let's go back to our diagram first. So the main thing about this diagram is that, remember, this token will give us the 2 tokens, the access and the refresh. And this one is where you send the valid access token to protect this view, and it would return whatever the information you wanted to return. And last but not least, when your access token is expired, we use this refresh token to generate a new access token. So I will commit this this simple project on my GitHub repo, and I hope this video will really help you the core concept about the JWT in Django REST Framework. If you have any question, just ask a question in the comment section, and that's it.